Love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
This is for you, Kenny. It's the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and his dream. Every special guest brings their love to the set, and the interview flies, it all comes alive like a duet. He wears many hearts, so he has a very special side. In the Brooklyn Cafe, it's a big love buffet. With roses galore, man, you are adored. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Shine your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Love this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Give the gift of love and pay it forward and go. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show.
Love you, Sharon. Mwah. So we are celebrating Hanukkah today on the Florida Love Show. So I'm loving all of you who celebrate Hanukkah today. So welcome, 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 all you lovers. So this is the Florida Love Show today. I'm Kenny Love. I'm the founder and creator of the Florida Love Show. I'm the host. And Florida Love is a nonprofit. We are a 501c3, and love is free. So anything on Florida Love is free. To post on our pages is free. To come on the show is free. Everything is free. To get roses when you come on the show is free. Everything is free because love is free. So what I do is I give out roses just because. So actually this morning when I went to Publix, I do it every morning before the show. I get my roses, and then I start giving out roses to people. And today was like, you know, people were just lighting up every time I gave them a rose. And that's what happens. And I don't just give them a rose, I say, I love you. And they light up. They light up and they thank me for making their day. I mean, it's incredible. So that's what it is to just say, I love you and just give a rose. So we call that here at Florida Love Roses for Change. And what happened was after George Floyd passed, I gave out roses to every African American and said, I love you. And then the news ended up covering it. So I'm going to show you the first news that ended up covering it, where we were giving out roses in Boca Raton and saying, I love you. So please play that news.
Welcome back. Now at 5:30, who couldn't use a little love right now?
One Pompano Beach businessman is making it his mission to spread love all around by giving out the flower of love to random strangers. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has this heartwarming story.
There's an old song with lyrics that say what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Ken Lerman is living that moment in a movement he created called Roses for Change.
We love you.
The idea for Roses for Change came about after the death of George Floyd and the turmoil that followed.
I felt their pain. And for me, I don't see color. I mean, I see us all as human beings. And we all can love each other. I mean, love is simple.
Ken, who owns his own printing business for 35 years, appropriately named the Happy Printer, decided to spring into action, purchasing dozens of roses he could hand out.
The first thing I did was I went to Whole Foods and I also went to Publix and I gave out roses to all the African Americans in the store. And I said, I love you. And they said, I love you back. And they said, God bless you. And they said, we need love more now than ever before.
Ken was so moved by the response, he posted pictures on Facebook, receiving 600 likes. Suddenly, Roses for Change on Facebook was born. His followers wanted to join him, buying roses too, and it's now become a movement, spreading love to people of all races. We recently caught up with them in Boca Raton.
I just want to say I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Michelle Bellman, who had never met Ken in person, wanted in on the love train and came out on this day to volunteer.
His message is just of love, and love yourself, and love one another. And he speaks to my soul, and he speaks to me because I love to spread love as well.
Some were skeptical, wondering if there's a catch to these random acts of kindness. But for those who understood it, it meant the world.
I think it's just amazing. This is really, really nice. You're really showing your love. You're taking your time to do this. Just amazing. And the red flowers, forget it. Just bringing brightness to this world. It's much needed. Thank you so much.
Seriously, so sweet.
Can you imagine what a world it would be like if we just all gave roses to each other instead of what's actually going on? Like, to me, that's a way to spread a message. Spread the message of love.
Lucky me, I received my rose. For more information on Roses for Change when they meet every Friday, go on to our website at cbsmiami.com. I'm Lisa Petrillo, smelling sweet, CBS 4 News.
Lisa Petrillo, I love you, and I love that. Smelling sweet. So that's what roses do. You smell sweet and spread love, and it doesn't have to be a rose. It could be a card, it could be a candle, it could be anything. Just saying I love you. Just being with someone and saying I love you. Just spending time with someone. It could be anything. Just because. No expectations of anything in return. And so that's what Florida Love is all about. We love the whole world, all human beings. And again, sometimes I say 8 billion, 9 billion. We love all human beings. That's our mission, to love everyone. So to me, life is about forgiving and saying I love you and loving everyone. So I forgive everyone and I love everyone. I say I love you to everyone. And that's total freedom. It's total freedom. Because if I do that, I give up all my anger, resentment, judgment, gossip. There's none of that. No hatred, no violence, no any of that. And you know, it's funny, every time I watch the news, it doesn't affect me because I love everybody. And people are like, how do you love everybody? Well, I love Donald Trump and I love Joe Biden. They're like, how can you love both of them? It's because I know that they are human beings. And I know when they were born pure love. So before we learn language, when we're like up till 2 years old, we're pure love. So I know that everybody's pure love underneath it all. And it's just to give up all that stuff, that resentment, that judgment, that anger, that hatred, to get back to that pure love and say, I love you. So we can all love each other. So like on that last news video, I said, what would happen if we all gave roses to each other? So I'm watching Congress yesterday, and I'm thinking, they have all these bills going on, or justice reform, or immigration reform, or this reform, that reform. They're always trying to change everything. And for me, I'm always for everything. So I said to myself, why don't they have an I love you bill? So here's the bill. All of Congress walks in, Democrats and Republicans, and they have to say, I love you to each other every morning. I think that would take care of everything. That would just all of a sudden spread love in Congress, which would spread love all over the world to all world leaders. That everybody, when they met, whether it's president, Congress, they say, I love you to each other. That's what I see as possible. So the second news you're going to see, I give out roses to teenagers and I say, I love you. And these teenagers haven't heard I love you in years. So starting, again, I always say life is short. I could pass right now on this show. So life is short. We only have now. So let's say I love you to each other. We only have now. So I'm going to play you the news where I give out roses to teenagers. Please play that news.
We're continuing to bring you inspiring stories from our area about people changing their communities for the better. Tonight, WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore shares the story of a man on a mission to spread love, one rose at a time.
Roses are red and Ken Lerman's suit is too.
Love you, Anthony.
If you see his bouquets, he has a message for you.
Man, love you, brother.
The 55-year-old loves love.
I love you.
And he now uses roses to let people know it.
Oh, I love you.
There's some pain behind Lerman's purpose. His Roses for Change campaign began this summer after he and people across the country witnessed the fallout following the death of George Floyd while in police custody.
How can one human being do that to another human being? Like, I was crying when I saw it.
Armed with roses and a message of love, Lerman says he wanted to reach those most affected.
I got to give this to all the African Americans. They're hurting.
His message has since caught on both online and in Palm Beach County, where he regularly shares love and roses to people of all colors. We caught up with Lerman with 100 of his favorite flowers in hand at the Milagro Center in Delray Beach.
A lot of learning goes on every day here in the Milagro Center, but today's lesson consisted of some flowers and 3 words going a long way.
I love you.
I was surprised and I was like, oh, I love you too.
A lot of these teens say it's been a while since they've heard those words directed at them, and even longer since they've been given flowers.
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, roses giving someone flowers. It was kind of weird because I didn't expect that, but it's pretty nice. It's a really nice gesture.
He said, I love you, you stay safe, and he told my grandma happy birthday too.
Lerman says he hopes the connection he makes with strangers leaves a lasting impact.
That's my mission every single day, to spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love.
Because maybe all you need is love. In Delray Beach, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
And you can help us share stories that are inspiring.
Love you, Chris Gilmore. So I want to say I love you to everybody in the studio today. So Sha, I love you, Sha. Mwah. So I love you, Grace. I love you. Love you. Mwah. And I love you, Kristy.
I love you too, Ken.
Mwah. So this show is dedicated to Grace's mom and Kristy's grandma, Janjira. Did I pronounce it right? Janjira. I said to myself, I'm going to be pronouncing this a million times. It's Janjira. So that was Kristy's grandma and Grace's mom. We are loving Janjira today. So Janjira's been with me all week. She's with us now, and we are going to just love her. She's so special. I'm so excited when they come on. So you're going to hear all about this like amazing, incredible woman. And I've adopted her, and I'll tell you, I adopt grandmothers and grandparents because I never met my grandparents. We take things for granted, like our parents or like our grandparents, or I never met my grandparents. I never had grandparents. So Janjira is my grandmother. Yeah. So we take people for granted because life is short. And I always say I could pass right now on this show. So anybody could pass right now. So don't take anybody for granted, because they could pass now and then all of a sudden they're not there physically. So love everybody, kiss everybody, hug everybody. So interesting thing, I was at a gas station yesterday and I saw a woman in front of me who was wearing like a military outfit. And actually, young girl. So I went up to her, and I give out not just roses. I give out jewelry, Florida Love jewelry. I give out Florida Love candles. I give out Florida Love masks. Everything is for free. So I went up to her car, and I said to her, you know, I want to thank you for your service in the military, and I love you. And she just started tearing. That's the effect of love. And I said, I want to give you a gift. And I ran to my car and I came back with a Florida Love, a Pandora bracelet, a Florida Love bracelet. And I said, I want you to wear this every day and just know that I love you and you are loved. And she just started crying. So that's how love transforms the world. It's so simple. At a gas station, the woman in front of me. And I said, what do you do? She says, I'm a combat medic in the Army. I mean, the service, the love in that. A combat medic. So we can all love each other. We can all love each other. So I'll say just God is love, and I believe God spreads love like wildfire. So it just loves forward. So when I say I love you to one person, it goes to all human beings. So I'm going to give you an example. So I'm with my friend Linda after a show. We go to Outback Steakhouse, and we just give out tons of roses. I had tons of roses. And we leave Outback, and it was like a love fest in Outback. But we leave Outback, and there's a guy outside. He goes, will you give a rose to my girlfriend? And we're like, sure, we love you. Absolutely, we love you. So we give a rose to his girlfriend. And then we just, gave roses to other people, went home. Next thing I know, Slick. Is Slick here? I love you, Slick. Slick's my music maestro. So Slick texts me. He says, Kenny, love is spreading. Like love is spreading all over the world. And he sends me a TikTok link. I have no idea what he's talking about. I love you, Slick. No love you. So Slick's right here. Love him, my music maestro. So Slick texts me, and I'm like, a TikTok link? I didn't really even know what TikTok was. So I go to TikTok, and there's an image. This guy ended up filming us, putting it on TikTok, and I'm looking at us giving a rose to his girlfriend. And underneath it says 2.2 M views. So I'm like, oh, no big deal. 2,200 views. And I said to Slick, 2,200 views. Wow, that was pretty big. It spread a lot of love. He goes, no. 2.2 million views. Million views in 1 week. That's how love spreads like love fire. God spreads love just by giving a rose to one person. 2.2 million. So that's how powerful love is. So it's the power of love. So I'm going to play you this TikTok video. It's a 10-second video, 2.2 million views, and now probably over 3 million. So please play the TikTok video.
Can I have a rose for my girlfriend?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
We would love to.
Oh, wow.
We want to say we love you.
We want to say we love you. I mean, probably over 3 million views now. So God is love. God spreads love like wildfire. So just love one person. I mean, like we all love one person and we just kept loving it forward, we'd all love each other. Love is simple. So every show I talk about love is no judgment, love is no criticism, love is no gossip, love is no anger, love is no resentment, love is no hatred, love is no killing. Love is saying I love you just because with no expectations of anything in return. And it's free. So every show I play a video about that. So this video I'm going to play is actually dedicated to my grandma Janjira. And the reason it's dedicated to her, because this is a video about a guy who takes his mom for granted. And you'll see what happens after he takes his mom for granted. Life is short. So please play that video.
So, how's work been?
It's all right. How about you?
It's been good. Have you seen Mom lately?
Not lately, no.
I saw her last week. She really misses you. Talks about you more than anyone else.
Yeah?
I'm going next week to see her. Do you want to come with me?
I'll let you know. down, Ryan. They're winning. It's fine.
So Huber and
Whoa.
McRae.
Yes. Yes. Ouch. You were race shaping college? Mm-hmm. Really? You good, bud? Oh, more like I was in the school play. Oh, so people pick numbers, and then you guys are gonna have a thing, whatever. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Hi, David. It's Mom. I'm just calling to say hi. You can call me when you can, okay? Miss you. Bye.
Oh, so
wait, you guys all do something? I thought you were
Oh yeah. All right, yeah. Good move.
Tomorrow game. Singing? Yeah. I think I. Hey sis, what's up?
Have you talked to Mom lately?
Not lately, no.
Yesterday I was at the hospital with her.
little thing and you're like,
Hospital.
with that.
The doctor says that she has Alzheimer's.
Is everything okay?
Mom has Alzheimer's. She didn't even recognize me.
What?
I don't know what to do. Can you come here?
Yeah. I'll be right over.
I know people who've been through this exact situation. Imagine telling someone you love them, but they don't even recognize who you are. Imagine now being able to pick up a call or call that person, but for them to not recognize the history. It is so rare to have love in our lives. It's even more rare to have people around us that really care for us and that support us. But we're so busy looking for love in other areas that we forget the people who love us that are right there in front of us. We think to ourselves that we have time. There'll be another chance. We believe that people will always be around until something like this happens. Don't take people for granted. They may love you forever, but they may not be around forever. When someone's trying to keep in touch, whether it's a message they send us, whether it's them trying to call us, when we're busy, all of that seems like a burden. It seems like stress. It seems like pressure. But when we recognize that that moment may never happen again in the future, we learn to value it. We learn to appreciate it. We learn to recognize how truly valuable and priceless it is. Appreciate what you have before it turns into what you had.
Wow. You know, when the sister calls the brother and says, Mom has Alzheimer's, she's in the hospital, she doesn't even recognize me, a chill went down my spine. I just started tearing up. So Janjira passed from Alzheimer's for 14 years, right? Love you, Trutron. Love you, love you, love you. So Trutron creates these beautiful posters every week. Love you, Trutron. You're so special. I love you so much. Please keep the comments coming. Please keep the comments coming. Let's keep loving each other. Love you, love you, love you, Trutron. So for 14 years, from the very beginning, and it slowly disintegrated, right? She slowly lost her memory. Yeah, so what was it like seeing that just now?
It was very hard. It was very hard, at least for me at first, because she was like a second mom to me. And when she first started, like going away.
Kristy, why don't you and Mom come up there? Okay. Speak in the microphone. I love you guys so much. So this is Kristy and Grace. Kristy's the daughter, Grace is the mom. And so Kristy is the granddaughter of Janjira, and Grace is the mom of Janjira. So what was it like seeing that video?
We got a little bit teary-eyed. We started holding hands, and it kind of meant a lot because when she first started going through it, and when we first started noticing it, it was a little bit difficult to accept because of the fact that she has always been there for everybody. She was like super / second mom, kind of just always did everything. So when she slowly started losing it, me and my brother, the first time that we noticed was she's always been this major cook. And she was cooking something in the kitchen. And next thing, my brother comes up to me and he was like, Kristy, I think Vava, and that's how you say grandma in Portuguese, was like, I think she's putting ketchup in the spaghetti. And I go, no, wait, grandma's a really, really good cook. And then he grabs me to the kitchen. And then I go, oh my God, she is. And she was like, get out of my kitchen because I know what I'm doing. Do you remember that? And we were like, and that's when we first started noticing that it was. And then she started having her good days and her bad days. But this went along for a very long time. But we always knew her to be the troubadour that she was. So like we didn't want to believe it at first. So I guess like for like the first year, we just thought she was just, you get old and things happen, and but we never thought it was Alzheimer's in the beginning. It was just like, okay, you slip up here and there, so we didn't know it was Alzheimer's until it got worse. And, but even then, she was still the strongest person that I knew, and she kept toughing it up. She kept trying to hide it, and then she would still wake up in the morning, she'd still do her makeup, she'd still put on her high heels, still walk down the stairs, right, Mom?
Well, one thing that was very good, that when she started noticing her own, that her memory was getting not so good, so she asked for her doctor for something to help with her memory. So she started taking something for her memory in the beginning, before even we knew that she had an actual Alzheimer's. And this had really, really helped her to go through the process very slowly. And so, because she did last for a long time, 14 years, and she's, at the end, she still recognized me, so that really helped. And also, as soon as we realized that it was Alzheimer's, she started taking the medications for Alzheimer's, which also helped to delay a lot the process, which is something good for people to know and be aware about that, so they can have a still quality of life for a while. But it's hard. It's hard, can never be taken for granted, and that's something that some people do. So.
Yeah.
But the one thing that always triggered her, the one thing that always brought her back, it was always her heart that brought her back. Like sometimes she'd be in a daze and then she'd just see you or family just in general and she'd just light up. Mm-hmm. It was just always that love in her that would just always bring her back. Yes. Like even if it was just for like 10 minutes towards the end, or you know what I'm saying, or something, even like the little time that we could go and get her back, even if she hadn't seen us for like a while, or like we'd come and visit, whether it was me. Yeah, so, but even afterwards, even seeing like, her grandchildren or like, like my son or something, she would like light up. Like
she was a very family-oriented person.
Very much so.
She lived, she was also a caregiver. She took care of all her family and friends, and she's always there. She was a loving person. She loved people. She loved people, and she did so. So
yeah, she was pure love.
That would
pure love. And when you grabbed her hand or she heard your voice, she would recognize you.
It was able to bring her back just like that.
Able to bring her back just like that. Love
Alzheimer's
was able to bring her back,
even towards the very end.
So I want you to know we have a group at Florida Love called Love Songs, and I'm so proud of this because it broke 130,000 this week. And actually, last show, I think it was like 95,000. Almost 30,000 people joined in the past 2 weeks. So I picked out a song, a special song to dedicate to my grandma and your mom and your grandma, Janjira. I picked out a special song from Love Songs. So please play that song from Love Songs. So why did I pick that song for Gingira?
Because she loved music, and she was a loving person. She
Yeah.
loved,
And who sang that?
I'm trying to think here.
Frank Sinatra.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so did she love Frank Sinatra?
Frank Sinatra is one of her favorite
I was like waiting for like,
singers.
That's right.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra was one of her favorite singers, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so I saw this beautiful little girl, 5 years old, singing. It just reminded me of Gingira.
Oh,
Super cute.
yes, very cute.
So I wanted to share with you that my grandmother also passed away from Alzheimer's. And everything you said just really hit home because when she was just starting, she was trying to hide it, right? So if you would ask her when we noticed that something was wrong, Grandma, what's my name? She'd say, you know your name. Like she was very, very creative and out of the box thinker person to begin with. And she used it as best as she could when she knew like something was wrong, you know, but eventually, you know, even that went away. But
One sentence my mother used to use a lot as it started slowly progressing. It was like, strange. And it was to ask something and I said, no, but you just did that. I did.
No.
Strange. Strange. It became a very common sentence out of her mouth. Everything
Right.
becomes strange.
Yeah,
Now,
because it's that denial.
It's like if you've done
Right.
it and no, I didn't.
Right.
And then or something, yes, you did this, you know, vice
Right.
versa.
You just did that. You know? No, like sincerely, I just
And then
witnessed
she would
that.
go like, strange.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, so this is how God is loved. The coincidence that Sharon's grandmother passed from Alzheimer's as well.
Yeah, and she
I didn't even know that, Sha.
Yeah, I know, and she lasted for such a long time, and she was amazing, like all the way to the end. She was a singer, so even on days like me, you know, even on days when she was out of it, if I wanted to like bring her back, you know how you said that you would bring her back, she'd have those moments of clarity.
Yes,
I'd start
absolutely.
singing a song that she knew. She used to sing in Spanish, and then she would all of a sudden, you know, join me. You know, it was little ways of trying to
Pull her back.
and
Yeah,
make her laugh.
You know,
and-
that reminds me that when she was getting towards, you know, the things were getting more advanced, my sister and I used to sing with her. The carnival, you know, carnival in Brazil, Rio, carnival, the
Carnaval.
the very old carnival songs. They're very traditional carnival songs. And then she would get excited and she would sing it together. She'd remember all the lyrics and then she would go and start it like, she'd brighten up. It was really very therapeutic.
So Grace, you got to just a little bit, so I don't want to lose you in the picture.
Okay, there you go.
And you and Kristy can love each other that way.
Okay.
And Gingira, love each other. And
Oh my God.
yeah, so Gingira was pure love, and she loved music.
Absolutely.
She loved music. She loved dancing. She was just
She loved family.
She loved living.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she loved cooking. She was a big fashionista.
Yeah, she was a very modern person for her.
Love
She's
that.
always been very modern,
Yeah.
ahead of her age.
Yep.
So, yeah, big fashionista.
Yeah,
She
so-
made me a tomboy in a skirt, pretty much. So, pretty much, yeah, for real. I think that's where I get my fashion from. I think it's from, like, Papa's, though. So.
yeah, so what do you both get from your grandma and your mom, Gingira?
I think I'll go first. She taught me to be tough, rough, and I remember she used to walk literally in high heels, like a mile. Well, my mom was working in Aventura. She was working at the hospital at the time, and she used to walk miles just to come and pick me up from elementary school, and in heels, mind you. And she'd go over there, and I'm sorry, Mom, but she used to give me ice cream every single time we walked a couple miles back.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. She cheated on you. I know we had a diet, but it was kind of a long walk. But she did it all in heels. So
she was a very short woman.
Yes, very short.
So she always wore
And high
heels.
heels. She
Very
was my
young, she
little
always wore
grandma
heels.
munchkin.
Until the end, even at home, even her home slippers had to have some heel to it.
I know.
Super
Even her
cute.
slippers.
Super cute.
So she was a big fashionista. And so she kind of taught me fashion, but she also taught me how to be really tough and rough. So I would come home and I'd be like, Grandma, somebody called me a midget at school. And she had like this like really, really famous laugh. It was contagious. No, seriously, we would be watching the Pink Panther.
Oh,
There
she
is
would
no
laugh
sound, and
so
she would
hard.
just giggle, like getting
She would
like
laugh
she'd
so
be
hard.
like almost like kind of like Mrs. Claus, like, and I'd be like, "What are you laughing about? There's no sound," you know. And she would just giggle, like it was so contagious. Like when she walked in her room, she'd just laugh at everything, and and like. Because she was a big fashionista, she used to take me all the way. We would walk all the way to Aventura Mall. This is how rough and tough she was. Okay, this is like 5 miles
In
away.
heels.
In heels.
Well, yeah, that's her was nothing. She was so used to it.
I
But
know,
it wasn't
right,
very
Mom?
high heels, but just enough. you know.
Wedges.
But she's also she had a very adventurous spirit.
Yes.
And very modern for her age.
She sounds
so
a lot.
she was like since she was young, she wanted to go to Rio de Janeiro and live there and be at the beaches, and she was the first woman to wear two-pieces bathing suit. One of the first women in Brazil to wear the two-piece bathing suit, which back in the day was a huge thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's amazing. You know, it's something about that generation, right? My
Mhm.
grandmother too, she was so tough. She was one of 12 children. She was the oldest. And she was in the mindset of jump and then learn how to swim. Just go for it. She went with no money and came back with 2 cars, not one. Like this is the kind of person she was, and taught my father, who then taught us. So I can so relate to everything you're saying. But in that toughness and in all of that glory and being a diva and a fashionista, I'm sure was such a heart of gold.
Well, it is for a woman that
Yeah.
back in the day too. She
wasn't the norm.
She used to work for the Argentina Airlines back in the day, at the airport in Rio, which was something that for a woman to
Right.
achieve was a huge
Right.
thing. And so she's always been very, but at the same time, as she had her children, always very much family.
Well, that's the women, we have the mama hat, right? Family and the person who takes care of everyone and everything. And then there's the career and the entrepreneur and the visionary and the creative, and the fun and all that. So it's like different hats, and that's
There was
amazing.
one thing I'll never forget from my grandma that she taught me very well to be like the person that I am today. And this I'll never forget from my grandma. We were walking to the Aventura Mall. I was wearing flip-flops, but we were walking and we went to go across the street and she totally trips in the middle of the road. Everyone's running to her aid. And she just laughs. And I'm just like, Grandpa, are you okay? And then she was like, get off me, I'm fine. And she
fell a lot.
She takes the
My mother
gravel
fell
off of
off
her
it.
and she goes like this. And then I'm like, and the bus stop is right there. And she goes, listen, if we fall, we keep on going. Then I go, are you sure? And everyone's like, are you sure? Are you okay? And I'm like, I don't think we should pursue that. No, because when we fall, we get back up and we keep on going.
And that's what she did her
And
whole
then
life.
I was like,
She physically, it's true, she physically
my
fell a
God.
lot. She tripped a lot, she fell a lot, but she always got up. And that's how she lived her life.
Yeah.
Her entire life, whatever situation she went through, and she went through a
So
lot
her
of
life
situations
taught
as
her.
young.
She became an expert faller so that she can be an
She
expert
knows
getter
how to
upper.
get up and
Yes,
don't laugh at it, just
absolutely.
move on. And she was a
Yeah.
real example.
So all you get together, put your arms around each other so you're always in the picture. Okay, so she was very loyal. She was very family, very loyal.
Very,
Yeah, so
an amazing
Sharon,
wife too, very dedicated.
very
wife.
dedicated wife. She broke ground, adventurous, but
could
always
see that from the
loving
video.
the family, always loyal to the family.
Super loyal.
Yeah, so Sharon knew that, and so Sharon prepared a song to love Gingira and to love you, Grace, and to love you, Kristy.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is especially for her and especially for you, Grace.
Oh, thank you.
Grace,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, stay with me here.
hold her, Kristy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Highway run into the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round, you're on my mind. Restless hearts sleep alone tonight, sending all my love along the wire. They say that the road ain't no place to start a family. Right down the line, it's been you and me. And loving a music man ain't always what it's supposed to be. Oh girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully. Circus life under the big top world. We all need the clowns to make us smile. Through space and time, always another show. Wondering where I am, lost without you. And being apart ain't easy on this love affair. Two strangers learn to fall in love again. I get the joy of rediscovering you. Oh girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully. So I heard that was a song that you and your mom really loved.
Yeah. Okay, hopefully the makeup's still there.
It's there.
Awesome.
So what's it like, Grace, to hear that song?
Oh, it's very emotional. I mean, thinking of her and everything that we go, you know. She was my best friend and she was my companion for my entire life. And she's as loyal and she was everything about faithfulness and loyalty and, you know, and I miss her so much.
You know, she's right here, right with you right now.
I know. Always.
And in every one in your family, she's a piece of her is in Kristy and in your son. And it's a testament to, you know, who she was, because I could see it in who you are. So,
Thank you.
She's here.
Yes, well, she'll always be.
I think it's too, like, I can like contest throughout like all the family. Everything we've been through and who we are and everything.
Right.
There's always been like a little piece of her that made an influence in all of us.
Yeah,
You know, so.
I teach that to you know, my children, that what you say, what you do in this lifetime has an impact. You know, it's not just an impact on you and your own life and maybe your children's life, but it goes to your grandchildren and to their grandchildren, like kind of like the tentacles of like a squid or something, you know, just keeps going. And therefore, you know, choosing your words carefully and living in the now and really being, you know, a wonderful addition to the community by how you're being. Filled with love and, like you said, fun and teaching you how to survive and be rough on the one hand, but be a diva on the other, and you know, and just really, you know, it has that impact on the entire family. And when someone is so great and so inspiring, like your mom, can you say her name for me? Like
Janjira.
Janjira. Then like even as her name, like she has this like unique sounding name with like Janjira. It has a presence. So yeah. So
she's so elegant, fashionista, like you, Grace, like you, Kristy. So, Grace, you love and miss her so much.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear that song.
Hit her where the heart is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we wanted to surprise you.
It was. I thought you were going to say some Grace music instead of my name, but it's what I heard. It's well, I was crazy about Journey too, and she's been on my journey.
That's right.
Journey of life, my entire literally life.
I saw
through everything.
When Kenny sent me the slideshow of her, all the pictures that you provided. You could see that this was the beginning of your journey, and then your journey, and now your son's journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
and she's been part of it, literally part of it, in every single she's always been with me throughout the birth of every child I've had, throughout them growing up, throughout her having her great grandchild.
That's right.
And
That's
it's
right. When did she pass?
January 29th of 2017. She was 90. She was just about to turn 91.
Wow.
So life is short.
She is,
So Shah, it's perfect that you brought up the slideshow. I want to show everybody Janjira and the slideshow because I was in tears when I made it, and she is so special, so beautiful. So I love you, Janjira. So please play the slideshow of Janjira.
not really.
Don't be shy. It's perfectly normal.
Oh, okay. Did you see the one with the two-piece bathing suit? I was like, damn, go grandma, sorry. Because in our family, we've always been like, you know, like first to do everything. So,
Right.
Go grandma, go grandma.
She was always very much, I mean, she always took care of herself and her looks. She's always been into, no matter what.
Yeah, classy
Even
lady.
if she would just go downstairs for something, she would always have her hair, her earrings, her makeup, and her clothes, and the shoes going with the purse. She's always been like that all her life.
Imagine her today with the Zoom. You know, when we were on Zoom.
Oh my God.
Everything from
The
here.
She probably buy like the best like rock. You'd be like, they don't say.
So what's
Going out like a rock star.
Right.
So-
You know, right? So,
What's it like, Kristy, Grace? I love you so much, by the way, and I love Gingira so much. What's it like to see those memories?
it hits me a lot because she taught me so much, and she was like one of my idols. She taught me how to be strong, and you know, when I was down, and was like, you know, just to like memories are a keepsake of time that you forever keep in the heart. Live as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today, like, you know, kind of thing. Don't get angry at the little things. If someone makes you mad or there is something negative, always make it into a positive, which my mom also teaches me as well, which I think has been passed down from generation to, you know, like generation.
Make
But,
lemonade out of lemons.
exactly. So you don't get mad about like the
No,
little
get even.
things. Yeah, exactly. Well, sort of
Just
in
kidding.
like, you know, like someone's mad at you or someone's angry or someone yells at you and you're like, I understand that you're angry. Let's work on that.
Yeah, and Grace,
You know,
what's it
kind of
like?
thing, you know, so.
Yeah.
What's
you
it
know.
like for you to see
Yeah.
those memories, Grace?
I can hear a lot.
What's it like for you to see those memories?
Yeah, and
Well, it was time. It was a time travel to go through the pictures, and it wasn't easy because it's those. It's a lot of memories, and especially looking at her when she was young, and you know, I can't explain. It's
No
just
need.
it's overwhelming. It's been a rough few days because I've been, you know, getting prepared, and
Right.
it's a lot of pictures I haven't seen in so long, and some I had never seen it, and you know,
Oh,
I was
wow.
going through the boxes, and it's just there's so many memories, you know. So it's looking back at my mother, my dad, when they first got married, and the travels that they did, and you know, when as babies, and then them kids, and it's just you know, and how much of a presence she had in this
Yeah, you could totally see the classy
lifetime
lady.
She touched so
of
many people.
things, you know. It's and you can see that through the pictures. She was part of it,
100%.
of everything.
You know, I used to walk by her room every night and I always question myself. And, you know, my grandma, I think even since she was young, she always kind of looked like a grandma. I don't know. She always did look like a grandma or like a Martha Stewart or anything. She was always
Well,
like
she
my
had
little-
children in a later age, so by the time I had you,
She always had like that loving look.
But that's the
you
thing,
know,
the pictures, old pictures, you see that she was very young for many years before, you know, she had
She
all.
still looked loving there, like a big old, like, you know, teddy bear that you just wanted to
Yeah.
cuddle with. But there was one thing that I can tell you about my grandma. You know, this one I always thought was very noble of her. And this one I want to kind of like express. Like I would have walked by her room, you know, and even walking to the mall or anything, and didn't vovô grandpa, which is grandpa in Portuguese, used to shower her with like gifts and everything. He was so in love with her, and she never wanted to get remarried. I always asked her why, and every night she had his picture. You know, oh, thank you, mommy. I love you too. But every night, like I would walk by and I'd be like, you know, the guy looked handsome, and she'd be like, no. He's my number
Yeah,
one.
she was a
Like, she was
one-man
completely-
woman.
Yeah,
She
one-man
was,
woman.
literally.
Like,
She was literally a
completely.
one-man woman her
Yeah, so
entire
she-
life.
And
She was
she
loyal.
would sit and kiss him every single night. And little
Faithful to
Faithfully.
that one love of her life.
Forever
Very faithful, very
yours.
loyal.
Faithfully.
But they've always been very much in love.
Yeah,
Oh, they're,
very
you know,
much.
you can see by that kiss.
Yes.
On that was their anniversary.
There was
of,
no one else for her. Once
No,
there was no one else.
No.
So that
I used to sit
passionate
with her
kiss.
while she did her prayer.
She was
every
a
night.
very simple woman in the sense that she was, you know, she's always been very spiritual. She was a very Catholic woman, and she's not exactly, not a materialistic, but she did enjoy some shopping.
She
Some
did like her
shopping
jewelry.
time.
Every single
She
time we
did-
went to the
not
mall, I had
jewelry,
to
but
stare at the
she-
jewelry section
she-
for like
she-
20 minutes.
She liked some shopping time. She liked, you know, she just enjoyed, I think, the scene. She enjoyed,
Yes.
even if it's window shopping, walking down the street
yep.
and just look at the gallerias and,
Yeah.
you know, it's just.
All part of being a woman.
So after Sharon saw the slideshow, she created a song special for you and for Gingira.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Thank
and
you
it's,
so much.
How sweet.
you know, all about the memories, right?
Yes. Memories.
Not that one. Does someone like Barbara Streisand here?
My mother, that's
Oh.
Frank Sinatra, and Barbara Streisand was her favorite
Barbara
female
Streisand
singer.
has and always
She
will
was,
be my favorite singer, my mentor. And this is for you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes.
That's right.
That is so weird that you guys are playing that.
Wow. There's
a little secret.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
That's right. Memories light the corners of my mind. Misty watercolored memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were, the way we were.
So I love you so much, Grace. I love you so much, Kristy. I love Gingira so much. She's singing with us right now. So before I end the show, and I want to thank you for being here today, what would you love to say to your mom and grandma Gingira, Grace? What would you love to say to your mom?
Oh my God, that there's not 1 second of the day that I don't think of her, that I don't miss her, and that I love her so deeply. I'm so grateful that God chose her to be my mother. Yeah.
You know, they say that the souls choose their parents.
Yeah.
So you chose well.
I guess.
So did you.
And Kristy, what would you love to say to your grandmother?
I promised I wasn't going to do this. I like to say that I know that she's not gone, that she hasn't left, that she has taught me so much to be who I am, the warrior that I am, the prodigy that I am, and that I'm thankful and grateful for every single second that I got to spend with her, the devotion that she gave to me, and the endless love that she gave me every single minute of every single second of her life, over and above and beyond. Like you said, forever yours, grateful.
Yeah, that's another journey.
Forever young, also. Well, I kind of changed the lyrics up, but I'm forever yours, gratefully. And but I know she's not gone, because I still dream about her and I still feel her, and that's what's most important. And when I'm down and weak, I know she's there, and always pushing me to like go harder, and I thank her for that. And I love you, Vala, and I'm gonna walk away now.
So I just want to thank you, and I love you so much, Kristy and Grace and Sharon, and I love you, Ginjira. So I want to thank you for being on the Florida Love Show today.
And I want to thank you for having us and do this beautiful dedication to her.
Can I say one more thing? Just one.
Of course.
I also want to thank everybody that has gone through either Alzheimer's or, lost a mom, or has a great mom right now while you have it. Like I said, memories are a keepsake of time. And so anybody that has a mom or a grandma, enjoy them while you can, because love is right here, and that's like a forever thing, tattooed in your heart. So.
And as the videos show, don't take it for granted. Enjoy every moment that you can now, because you never know how long that person will be there.
Yes.
Only time is now.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. So I love you so much.
We love you too, Ken.
Love you, Sha, Grace, Kristy. Mwah. Love, hugs, kisses. Mwah.
Bye.
So I want to thank you all for watching the Florida Love Show today, so we could love Ginjira. Go out there, love your mom, love your grandmother, love everyone in your life, because all we have is now. So I love you all, and as I say at the end of every show, who could you give a rose to? I love you.
You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995, or ken@florida-love.com, or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life, and have a loving week. Love you all.